Hello, I'm Adrian Atkinson and this is Jamaica Magazine. Thanks for joining us. Inside the pages today, the Jamaica Logistics Hub Initiative, a progress report on this transformative project. We share highlights from the just concluded Logistics Hub Symposium. Also, the tourism sector had record arrivals in 2013. The minister will be here to tell us how they plan to build on those numbers in 2014. Stay tuned, it's going to be a great show. The Jamaica Logistics Hub Initiative has the potential to create more than 10,000 jobs, establish bulk commodity ports in the east and south of the island, and 16 special economic zones. Indeed, there are several components of the much-talked-about project, which is set to roll out in stages. During a two-day symposium last week, we got some important updates. Here are the highlights.
We have taken, ladies and gentlemen, the decision to pursue this initiative for a number of reasons, and we believe the timing is right to do so. Global trends are pointing to noticeable shifts in trading patterns and relationship. Ports are evolving from being simply gateways to international trade to becoming an integral element in the global supply chain and logistics industries. Where are we now in the process, you may ask? The privatization of the Kingston Container Terminal is moving ahead. We expect that a concessionaire will be in place by the end of this year.
One is to ensure that the port and harbour can accommodate the larger ships that will come in, which means that we have to deepen the channel or the access way for the ships to come into our Kingston harbour. The Port Authority contemplates doing this in two phases. One is to optimize the existing design limits of the berths that are there now by taking it down to a draft of 14.2, and then at a later date extending it to 15.5. The RFP has been issued to 3 pre-qualified bidders: Singapore Port Authority, Dubai Port World, and CMA CGM in a partnership with a number of other entities, including China Merchant Marine.
We are proceeding with the expansion of the Sangster International Airport and the expansion and privatization of the Norman Manley Airport. We're putting in place an extensive world-class road network which will ring the island from north to south and east to west. This is the Highway 2000 network, as well as the North-South Highway, which is presently under construction.
Special economic zones will cluster large transnational companies engaged in a variety of logistics activities, warehousing and manufacturing logistics that add value to semi-finished or intermediate goods that are destined for global markets. As many as 16 SEZs are contemplated to be spread across the country, connected with each other, linked with the port community system, and connected to the world. We see the SEZs as facilitating new and innovative commercial ventures for the MSME sector, opening up significant opportunities for job creation and allowing our firms to link into global trading platforms.
Not everything will happen overnight. The implementation of this initiative is a long-term undertaking.
When I speak about the Jamaica Logistic Initiative, I'm talking about the Jamaican productive sector grabbing this opportunity and making money.
The Jamaican Logistics Hub has the potential to be the single most important move made by the government in recent times to revolutionize Jamaica's business landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, as a country, we're at a crucial point in our history. There is no more time to waste.
I think this was the most amazing thing that I've done, not just this year, but last year. I never imagined for a moment the opportunities that were to be found here. I think the presentations were excellent. It's a really exciting prospect for Jamaica, and coming at a time like this when there's so much uncertainty in the economy, I think it's just what we need. And I hope all of Jamaica will get to know about the hub, position themselves for fitting into the hub, whether it's directly or indirectly. I hope the training institutions will position themselves to supply for the hub to train students in order to take advantage of the opportunities that the hub will bring. I think it's just beyond my imagination what I've learned.
I needed help to expand my business, but the banks only wanted to be up in my business. The high interest rates were killing my business. They're never really business with my business.
At the Exim Bank, we have your business needs covered. Our application process is easy, and we provide loans at competitive rates for the productive sector. From renewable energy projects and working capital to plant upgrades or expansion and export financing. Come in and talk to us today. The Exim Bank. On the road to success, you are going to want us in your business.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of Issues and Answers. I'm Ian Boyne. Last year was a successful year for tourism industry. We earned US $2 billion from that industry and welcomed our 2 millionth visitor. The Minister of Tourism and Entertainment, the Honorable Wickham McNeil, is here to talk to us about the achievements of 2013 as well as the prospects for this year. We thank you for your company. Minister, it's always good to talk with you. You're smiling for good reason. You had a successful year in the tourism sector. I think we have now investments of 20 billion Jamaican dollars, new resorts opening, new resorts being built. And you certainly were smiling a lot when you welcomed the 2 millionth visitor late last year. Let's recap 2013 in tourism.
Absolutely. Just to start by saying it was a very challenging year.
Yes.
We started the year with the first 4 months of the year. Our arrivals were down. It was challenging. Specifically out of Canada and some other areas, we had some challenges with some of our partners, which were having difficulties. And not just us, but if you look across the Caribbean, DAMREP, Cuba, a lot of the other countries, especially out of Canada, were having challenges. So we started the year with difficulties, but we were able to make the adjustments, and we had a very good summer, and we actually finished the year passing that milestone of 2 million visitors, which has been there. We've been trying to pass that for some years. So it was a successful year. Our earnings are up as well. So we're happy with it. I think even more important than that is that going forward, we're hoping to keep that momentum. So we're looking forward to having a good winter and summer as well. All things are in place. The airlift is in place. New investments are taking place. So we're comfortable that we're on the right track.
Minister, how much of this growth is driven by government policy, government initiative, or just because of external factors, because external factors are favoring? In other words, how much credit can you take?
Let me be honest with you. There are a number of things that play into it. Your external factors, the economy, the world economy, and that still poses some problems. And certainly those things impact on us. I will say that possibly one of the strongest things that has happened to us is that we have a very, very good, very dynamic private sector here. The players in the industry, whether it is the owners of accommodations, and we have persons here in Jamaica who are international as well. Yes, absolutely. And across the board, I think that our industry is known for what it provides, the excellence with which it provides it. Accommodations, attractions, transportation. I think that it all comes together. You know, there's a thing that can be a cliche sometimes where they say, well, it's the people. But it is. It makes a huge difference. Brand Jamaica is very strong. So kudos, absolutely. Our success, certainly those persons that are offering that service, we have to give it. And certainly from our side, we in government have a role to play. As you well know, when things aren't going well.
That's right. You are blamed.
That's right. It's my fault.
You'll be the first
yes,
to be blamed.
No, absolutely.
Yes.
But as I said, it is. There's no doubt that we're working with a good product, and what we see now is more persons coming on board, more persons want to invest and join the team. So we're very optimistic about
Minister,
that.
what policies particularly, what thinking you would say and you would draw attention to, which has stood the country in good stead in terms of our tourism success?
Well,
what particular policies of your ministry?
There are a number of things, and let me divide them into two.
Okay.
I think historically, and how we are having this discussion, what you look at as the success of the industry has to be looked at, your arrival figures, how many flights you get in, the number of seats, the earnings from the sector, and these are very important. And what we have in place is some very good structures that help to make that happen from a government point of view. I've already spoken to what obtains in the private sector, where we have a culture of excellence. Those things within the government, we have a very strong tourist board, which year after year gets kudos for its for the work that it does. The Tourism Product Development Company, JaMVac, these are all agencies which are proven and tested, and the work that they do behind the scenes make a lot of difference. Getting the airlift, doing the things. That's one element. On the other side of it, I think, is where certainly our priority thrust is now. Is making to try and ensure that the impact of tourism, that we can get more impact from the arrivals that are coming now for Jamaica, keep more of that money here, and also spread the benefits amongst more Jamaicans. We want to broaden the
linkages.
So you have the linkages, which we have put in place a linkages hub, which is doing quite well. Very excited about that program, and I think we're starting to see some of the benefits from it. But it's really early days. But we have a path that we're going on, and I think that's going to be very important going forward. The thrust into community tourism. We have a huge program working with JSIF and the Ready program.
Let's break it here, Minister. When we come back, I want to talk more about diversifying the tourism industry and making tourism intersect more with the people of Jamaica. The Minister of Tourism and Entertainment, Honorable Wickham McNeil, spending time with us on Issues and Answers. We take a break.
Let's celebrate Jamaica to the world. Fastest man in the world. First Jamaican woman to win gold in Olympic 100-meter sprint. An upcoming global superstar. Mouth-watering meals. And a vibrant set of people. We are Jamaicans. Let's get together and bring back the love.
Thanks for staying with us. We're speaking to the Minister of Tourism and Entertainment, Mr. Wickham McNeil. Minister, what kinds of, how have we been increasing the linkages between tourism, agriculture, and manufacturing? I mean, is the sector taking more goods from the agricultural sector? Do we have more, furniture, bedding, and so on in our hotel rooms?
Well, yeah, interesting. When over the last 2 years, one of the things in our meetings that came out is that we didn't have as much information as we thought we did. The issue of how much of this, how much of that, how much do we need, we realized that was a problem. The relationship between the tourism sector and a number of the other industries wasn't as strong as we would have wanted it to be. And so we had some consultations. We set up a hub in our Ministry, a linkages hub, which has done tremendous work. There's a board that's chaired by Donovan Perkins and includes the senior people from agriculture, manufacturing. We have gotten tremendous support from the JMA, PSOJ, all have come on board in this program. I'm very excited about it. And what has happened in the initial stages is just the personal contacts have opened a lot of doors. But one of the things that I've charged them with is we need to determine all the things that are needed in the tourism sector. Let's make a list of everything that's needed. Let's do the studies. Let's find out how much do we need. And then let's systematically work to see how with these economies of scale we can produce those things in Jamaica so that we can keep the money that we earn from that here in Jamaica. So it's a process, we're working on it, and I think it's going well. We've had some early successes. I think that the council is going to be coming out and putting out some of those things, but already the feedback is very positive on it.
Yes. So the ministry is intent on increasing the level of retention of earnings.
We want to earn more, and we want to keep those earnings here in Jamaica. Yes. That's the thrust that we're going. And as I said, just in doing that, you start to widen the earnings. If you add to that the projects that we're trying to put out with the community tourism, the strengthening of the things like sports tourism policy, like craft, putting things in place for the craft to sort of help develop those markets. What you're trying to do is to bring those persons more into the sector, and you turn now to the workers and see how you can get the workers, get them to get better long-term benefits, having discussions with the industry, with our partners who have initially, the response has been very positive, but we have a way to go to discuss things like pensions in the industry, long-term housing benefits. These are the things that will make a far more sustainable tourism product. So we're not just working on tourism in a general sense of bringing people to Jamaica. We want it to be sustainable, and for it to be truly sustainable, a wide cross-section of persons have to earn. They have to be part of the planning of tourism, the implementation of tourism, and they have to reap the benefits of tourism, and that is what will make tourism
Minister,
sustainable.
what about the health and recuperative niche in tourism? That's a big market, and especially with the aging of populations in developed countries, and with our climatic conditions, it seems ideal.
Absolutely.
We haven't done as much as we ought to in that area.
I agree with you totally. And again, it's an area that we are having a lot of discussion in now. You have to understand that what we would do in government is to put the policy frameworks, try and invite persons down who are interested in it. But what you really want is for your private sector to realize the opportunity that exists and to act on it. And already persons are having discussions about it. Already we're having some discussions with investors about health tourism, and I think that maybe by next month we'll be able to say something about that. But the fact of the matter is that it's a tremendous opportunity. We are very close to a large market of North America, which includes the USA and Canada. We speak English. We have a culture of hospitality.
Absolutely.
We have great technical persons in the industry. Our doctors and nurses are well renowned.
Absolutely.
So we have great opportunity.
That's right.
And as I said, it is now how we are going to to embrace this in a way such as Singapore, India, and some of these countries have done it. And what you find is a lot of persons coming with the ideas, coming forward, and really from a public sector point of view, it is for us to facilitate it. I suspect that the first ones to open up, you're going to see a floodgate. Just as an example, I think just one of the areas, so many people across the world. I mean, you know, you made the point. There's a aging populations, and many of them
Europe,
can't
Japan,
can't take the cold.
Precisely.
You know, it's difficult. They want to be cared for. They want to be in an area where they can get all the, you know, the amenities. If something like that was built in Jamaica, it's a tremendous real estate and economic opportunity. And I think those are some of the things that I think that's going to move out of this sort of traditional sun, sand, and sea hotels, villas, guest houses, apartments sort of thing into that sort of era. And quite frankly, those are long stay. There's a whole difference in how that, I think, the impact on communities is far greater than even the traditional accommodation sector. So it's something that we're very excited about.
Minister, airlifts, how are we doing with that in terms of opening up new areas, having partnerships with airlines?
Good. In our traditional market, the US, we've had some ups and downs. We were having some challenges out of the tri-state area up in the northeast, but they've balanced
new
off.
markets like Russia.
Yes, no, absolutely. And last year, I mean, interestingly, we welcomed the first flight from Russia on the 1st of January last year. I mean, it seems like forever, but it's only 1 year. And in that year, it has done very well. And we have gone to the point where in November, they moved from a 777 with 320 seats to a 747 with 520 seats. So they have almost doubled their capacity. They have now made contact with us and said that they are interested in looking at talking to CAA and putting in some scheduled flights. Now that carries it to a whole new level, because under the charters, what happens is that persons coming have to book a vacation to travel. But when you put it on schedule, it goes on all the boards all over the world. So somebody just coming to Jamaica or Jamaica to Moscow would simply just book a ticket like you would do to Miami or to New York. So it opens up a whole block of persons in a different economic area, as well as having the platform for your traditional. So that will move us in the right direction, and we think there's great potential for it.
Thank you very much, Minister. Of course, one of the significant things that happened last year was that Jamaica was selected to chair the very important United Nations World Tourism Organization. So we're going to be chairing the executive committee from this year, 2014 to 2015. An indication of our weight as a tourism destination and country.
Yes. Absolutely. That is a signal honor for Jamaica. We have in the past, we have been second vice president. I think I'm the first to have gone to first vice president and now chair. But I think that it really is an honor for us. It's the first English-speaking Caribbean country to chair it. And I think that what it allows us to do is to go in and look at the policies at a global level and see how we can affect it, that it is has a positive benefit on persons like Jamaica, not just Jamaica, but Caribbean, Seychelles, East India, a lot of those smaller tourism states that are so dependent on tourism.
Thank you very much, Minister. Always good to talk to you. Minister of Tourism and Entertainment, the Honourable Wickham McNeil, talking to us about the successes of last year and the prospects for tourism this year. Next week I'll be back. Until then, Ian Bourne wishing you a very pleasant day.
Equality, equal rights. A message from the Bureau of Gender Affairs and the Dispute Resolution Foundation, paid for by the UN Women Fund for Gender Equality.
Are you or someone you know at the primary or high school level? Is this person passionate about child abuse? Then he or she could be a child ambassador. The Office of the Children's Registry is searching for young people to take up positions as child ambassadors, youngsters who will assist the registry in its fight against child abuse. The aim is to have at least one child ambassador per parish. Interested persons can download application forms from the OCR's website at ocr.gov.jm or collect one form from the agency's headquarters at 12 Carlton Crescent, Kingston 10, or any of its parish offices. Completed forms should be submitted by February 6. Students who make the cut will be child ambassadors until 2016. Tell someone you know or nominate yourself. Let's have a child abuse-free country as we strive for developed nation status.
Situation warrants me a spend a little time and tell me something less transparent. Me no vex say you lie, my upset say you refuse to try. With higher currents, give a next story again. The last one was a failed transference. No bother vex if I'm gone. Don't get upset if I choose to move on. Tell me something that I don't know, because we've been down this road before. You know me not gonna lurk by your window. Me not gonna do it. You know what I'm looking for. Boy, you should know me. I don't care about where and who. The one thing you got to do is make me believe you. When you lie, you lie, you lie. Make me believe you. Baby, all you have to do is try. Make me believe you. And if it's all the same to you, I want to believe you. Love when you put on a show, you're so convinced I believe you. But boy, I know, say you have something to hide. The two of we are play food for catch wise, but now let it go. So try again, make your story flow. May I give you one more lie? So you better try again, and tell me something that I don't know, because we've been down this road before. You know me not gonna lurk by your window, me not gonna do it. You know what I'm looking for. Boy, you should know me. I don't care about where and who. The one thing you got to do is make me believe you. When you lie, you lie, you lie. Make me believe you. Baby, all you have to do is try. Make me believe you. And if it's all the same to you, I want to believe you.
This is where we leave you for today. Join us tomorrow for another informative and entertaining program. Keep sending those emails. JaMagazine@jis.gov.jm or send us a tweet at JIS News. Click on jis.gov.jm where you may find more news stories and features on all the issues featured in today's magazine. Remember, our special 2013 Year in Review continues tomorrow. Tune in for a detailed look at how the government performed in the field of justice. Until then, I'm Adrian Atkinson reminding you to walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.